in our office. Fundamentally, like this deal would have showed up on a probate list. Once it goes to probate court, that ends up being recorded publicly. See what properties are in there, and then kind of skip trace and look for the contact information for the responsible party, and then make the call and see if they'd be willing to sell once the probate's over. So sometimes you gotta wait a few years to buy a deal like this. From the beginning, you wanna estimate your carrying costs and take that out of your profit to make sure the deal still makes sense.
I called up my boy Rob, you know, obviously he just passed the baton to me, I took it. So guys, when you're dealing with power money, but more specifically to this deal, you're looking at about 15 to 20% down of the purchase price of the properties. But that does not include your closing costs, which is additions. And then you have to get the job going, which means that the initial work that you will start to work with has to come from your pocket. They're gonna lend you the money, but you're gonna have to put 20% down closing costs points.
You know, your term is 1 year. So typically you got a year to get in and get out. You cannot waste time. After that year, you can either refinance or sell the property, but you gotta find a way to get out of that loan. Your hard money construction budget is 100% covered as part of the loan. So that's the one thing you don't have to worry about. You may have to come up with a significant down payment to get started, but know that the hard money, once you start the project, the hard money will carry you all the way to the finish, as long as you ran your numbers right.
When you're starting out, you will have to be at the project every single day and making sure that you're reaching certain milestones throughout the process.
Be present. You got to be on the site to make sure stuff's getting done. Keep into the schedule and keeping your contractor accountable so that you have a specific date and time that you know things are supposed to be done. Not harassing them, but just professionally kind of supporting them to make sure that they're there and can get it done.
We added approximately about 1,000 square feet, so now we're at combined 2,500 square feet. By right, I was allowed to add an addition. However, I still had to go through the zoning process.
I do consulting work, so like if someone wanted like a zoning analysis, I can help with that. A lot of contractors don't know how to do that work. Typically it's developers or architects who can do that type of work. It's definitely worth it in a case like this because the house was just not functional. So he had to do it. He had to do it. Yeah, that was the game plan from the beginning. Either if I did it or he did it, either we would have been added on.
The acquisition was $399.
Each of these units should sell for close to $500,000 each.
Visit rlncompanies.com to learn the game.